We continue our personal recollections of rugby's showpiece event. This week, we return to 2003, when England became the first Northern Hemisphere team to win the Webb Ellis Cup.
I think it was probably more tense than I'd ever experienced. I'd always, a strength of the England changing room was it always had that confidence, led by Martin, because he just was in so much control of what he was doing and what he was about. But I suppose it was pressure. No one wanted to make a mistake. We knew it wasn't going to be pretty. It was wet, it was slippy, it was drizzling with rain. So everyone was just so focused on their job that they had specifically to do. I think that then maybe have given that air of tension that might not have been there before.
When we walked out, the atmosphere was great. But my mindset a little bit when I played was you walk out there, you enjoy it, you do the anthems, that's quite emotional, but then you tune that down and you concentrate on the game, and almost that thing around you is secondary. So it's almost like the crowd aren't there, you're just playing on a pitch. Your focus is just on the white lines, and it's remarkable. You never really stop and look up, whatever big stadium you're in, you never really look up into the third tier when you're playing because your focus is just on the pitch.
Australia still have it. Mortlock's out wide. Here comes Takiri. He's only got to take it. Lottie! First day Australia!
We've done our homework. Obviously Jason Robinson out on that wing and Lottie Takiri. There's a serious mismatch in height there. And we just so happened to get an opportunity exactly where you need to get an opportunity, sort of 20 metres out from their line, and Lottie on the left-hand side and the line out on the scrum being on the right-hand side. We'd practiced it all week. How often do you actually get a situation in a game where it works perfectly like that? And the execution was good and we scored a try, but we really didn't get another opportunity in that specific area of the field. Otherwise, you'd probably assume that we should have scored a couple more tries.
He was a giant that night. He scored that try, and who can forget him sort of punching the ball away and just come on, because he wouldn't swear. Even at that moment in time, the best thing you can say about Jason Owens, where most of us might have been saying all sorts of profanities, he just goes, come on. And it just got the whole nation lifted, didn't it? It's one of the great everlasting memories for the moment in English rugby.
I'd been beaten in a World Cup final in 1995 in Rugby League. And there I was in Australia, in their backyard. We were under a lot of pressure. A lot of that came from ourselves. But we knew that we could win it. We were such an established side. We knew each other, inside out. We knew how to win big games, and that was our moment.
It's extra time. 14-all. Only seconds remaining on the clock.
Every time we got in a good field position, we gave away a penalty, which was, I can promise you there's no way we needed to, or we wanted to. We're a very professional team and we pride ourselves on not doing dumb things like that. So a full time, I had to think then, we made a decision to put Jason Leonard on, and his instruction was very clear. You've got to sort the scrums out.
I managed to come on the pitch. I had a word straight away with Andre Watson, said, look, Andre, you know me, I won't go up and I won't go down, so you won't get any penalties out of me. And he just said, thank you very much, Jace, that's great. And I told Trevor Woodman and the rest of the pack that we're not going to scrummage, we're going to let Australia win all their ball because they're not going to do anything with it. We've got a great back row that was shutting everything down that day, and after about 3 or 4 scrums where Australia was never going to put us under pressure on our ball, but we let them win their ball, and all of a sudden it made the game a lot neater and tidier. And I ran past Andre Watson halfway through extra time and literally just said, look, any problems with the scrum? And he just said, no, absolutely fine, Jason, thank you very much.
It's no secret, I knew he was going for the drop goal, Jonny knew his drop goal, the whole world knew he was going for a drop goal. So if you were on the Australian side, you'd be sitting in the blocks and you'd be twitching, ready to go, because you'd be the one wanting to charge that kick down. So, my thoughts are, well, yeah, they are going to be twitchy, so I might just dummy the trigger on the gun and see how they go, and that's what it was. So I got myself into a position, and as soon as they tweak and they go back, then that any scrum half will tell you that's then the time to pass the ball. I suppose Jonny ideally would have liked it on his left foot, but I thought he'd missed 3 on his left foot already, so I said, go on, try on your right, and you're too good anyway. I made him look even better than he is, I suppose.
The whistle hadn't gone, and they had one more kick-off. You know, and we could have lost the World Cup on that kick-off. So the kick-off was massive, and without doubt, it's probably the worst kick-off I've ever seen in terms of England's point of view, because everyone's in the wrong place.
It was actually Trevor Woodman, our prop, was underneath the ball, and he caught it, we set it up, and Greenwood was standing in first receiver, and all of a sudden and I was outside him, he has then dropped onto his hands and knees, and I've sort of looked down to my left, and you can see him in the video, he's actually standing there on all fours, and he's going, kick the thing out, and I was like, oh, thanks mate, why didn't you just do that, do you know what I mean? So, and then Dawes got it, and we slowed it right down, and again we just kicked it straight out, and I just thought, you know, there's probably still 10-15 seconds on the clock, and we all just looked at the referee, and we were like, is he going to blow, is he not going to blow? Because you just didn't know what the guy was going to do. So, and luckily he blew. So,
just relief, honestly, sheer relief. It would have been, you'd never ever have forgiven yourself for losing that match, because it was there for us to win. Because you couldn't write it, you know, to be ahead, for them to come back, to be ahead, for them to come back, to finish it, and then, you know, for them to finally blow the whistle with us ahead was just such a relief.
David Kirk, Nick Farr-Jones, Francois Pienaar, John Eales, and now Martin Johnson.